Hi everyone. So I've been using S23 Ultra for over a week now. And since I've used S23 for around 6 months, I wanted to check three things: whether I'll be able to get used to this weight and size of the phone, will the battery jump be enough for me to switch to this phone, or even if the cameras are worth giving up that form factor of S23. See, I was using Pixel 7 Pro before this, and that phone spoiled me for so many things, especially for the software and camera. But I had to let that go because of the size, and the battery was not great enough for me to give up on the smaller factor. And the cell reception was not really great as well. So before switching back to S23, I had the opportunity to try this phone, and I can say this is a beast of a phone, but it's not very comfortable. Also, it's too much of a phone for a lot of people. Let me explain. This phone is big and pointy if you use it without a case, and it gets bulkier if you use it with a case. The weight distribution is done very well, so it doesn't feel as heavy. It especially gets heavier in the night when you're scrolling through Twitter or Instagram. If you hold it tight, this pointy part will go into your palm, and if you hold it lightly, the chances of the slip ring is really high. So you need a case. And there is another reason you need a case, because it has that curved glass. So I think this phone anyway needs a case, and it is going to be a little bit bulkier. So I had to carry this phone in my bag. The build quality is good, just like any other premium phone. The screen is amazing because of the Samsung display. But Samsung still suffers from that Pwm flickering, and there are a lot of people who are very sensitive to it. I mean, I have a friend who cannot even look at this phone because of that pulse width modulation. So Samsung needs to work on that. See, I'm not going to talk about all of those stuff like Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 because this is not a new phone. It's been over 6 months that it has been out. So I'm just going to talk about how the experience has been so far. So when it comes to performance, I think this is one of the best phone I have used from Samsung. Like it is going to be, because even S23 was really good. Also, if I turn off that RAM plus, I think it performs much better. So I would suggest you do that too. And I think on the market right now, this is the best phone when it comes to performance and efficiency. The battery life is really good, and I can easily get 1.5 or 2 days. But because of the bigger battery, it takes a little bit more time to charge. I think this is the only phone I will keep my always on display on, because I don't have to worry about the battery as much. So I think this is a great companion for those people who are outside on mobile data all day or travel a lot. The speakers are great, the cell reception is amazing. I mean, you don't have to worry about any basic feature on this phone. Everything else, like even the sensor, works great on Samsung phone. The One UI has been great as well. I know it's a little bit cartoonish for a lot of people, and there are some elements that are not very friendly when it's come to one hand usage, and with One UI 6 that is going to go away as well. But I think this is still one of the most refined software experience you have ever gotten on a Samsung phone. I mean, remember the TouchWiz days. I did not see any sort of problem, which I wasn't even expecting because I also using S23. And the great thing about this phone is this does not heat at all. I still think that the pros do not outweigh the cons for me to give up that small form factor. So I thought the camera should be worth enough for me to give that up. But I felt slightly disappointed. See, this is the most versatile camera you can get right now, period. But it's not the best point and shoot camera. I had the issue with overexposure, overprocessing, oversaturation, slow shutter, and a lot of noise in low light scenarios, like any other Samsung phone. In S23 Ultra, everything works great in the bright daylight, but in slightly low light situation, if you don't allow it to leave the shutter open for a while, it is going to perform poorly. The hardware is capable, it shows when you take raw picture and edit them, but no one has time to do that. I wouldn't do that. When I'm buying a phone, I'm buying a point and shoot camera. I just want to double click on power button and click a picture. My kids don't pose well, and they definitely do not wait for me to fix the exposure or do manual stuff. The front camera, on the other hand, is really good, and I think this is the best I've used on any phone so far. Samsung has improved the skin tone so much from the front camera on S23 Ultra. It is much better than S23 at least, and the quality is also really good. The video is also something I feel this is the best you can get on any Android phone. Let's see some footage. This is the front camera recording from S23 Ultra. I'm recording at 4K 30 frames per second, and I'm walking as well. So you can see the stabilization, you can hear the audio as well. I think this is the best phone to record your vlogs in 4K. You can also do 4K 60, but I think 4K 30 works in this case. So I'm recording from S23 Ultra 4K 30 frames per second. You can also do 4K 60 and 8K 30. But in this mode, you can easily switch between lenses. So I'm recording in ultra wide. This is 1x, 3x, and 10x. Yeah, if you want to just record like this, let me go back to 1x. So this is the sample footage looks like. Yeah, I shouldn't be looking at the phone and recording because the cars are coming. But yeah, if you want to see the HDR, I think the quality looks really great. Some parts are a bit overexposed, but otherwise I think this is a very good phone for video recording, even walking, and the stabilization works really good. Okay, Samsung fans and photographers, I know you're going to fill my comment section, but I know you can kill it with the hardware. I know you can create a masterpiece with this phone. But the thing is, there are a lot of people like me who just want to capture day-to-day moments. So we wanted to like perform into some scenarios where you can do much better when you have time to like take manual shot or raw shot and edit that in post. But people like us just want to take a point and shoot camera. So if you're someone who like travels a lot, who likes to edit the photos afterwards, I think this is a great camera for you guys. But for people like us, and I think I would say a lot of people who just want a simple point and shoot camera, this is something that is not on the highest level. I would still pick Pixel 7 Pro and in some scenario 14 Pro above S23 Ultra. And personally, I would not give up the comfort of having a compact phone for these cameras. Yes, I know I did not talk about the S Pen because if you really want S Pen, you don't even need to look elsewhere. For me, I'm going to wait for Pixel 8 series and hoping this time with Samsung 3 nanometer architecture, it will perform a little bit better, and I hope the network reception is better this time. I very much recommend this phone. I've recommended it before using it. I've recommended it after using it. But I think this is not a great phone for everyone, especially because of the weight and size. And if you don't want that 10x zoom or S Pen, I think you can easily go for S23 Plus, and that is going to perform amazing as well. Do let me know your thoughts about this phone. And if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment box, or you can just follow me on Twitter, which you can find under the name of X. My name is Rohit. I'll see you next one. Till then.